Cross your right shin in front of the left. Take your hands onto your knees and just roll the shoulders a few times. Reverse. Good. Now roll the shoulders back and down so your collarbones are really broad and drop their head to the right. One more deep breath. Inhale, come back to center. Keep those collarbones open and head left. Good. On an inhalation, come back to center. Roll the shoulders one more time to reset. Good. And now sweep the arms up. Bend your left arm. Grab the elbow with your right hand and just gently pull the elbow over to the right side bend. One more breath. Come back, inhale, raise both arms up. Right hand to the nape of the neck and go to the left side. One more breath. Good. Release and fold forward. Walk your hands over to the left. Come back to center and sit up. Now take that right leg behind you, far behind you, and step your left foot onto the right thigh. Turn left. So as we turn left, lift your right hip a little and find a stretch in your right front hip, down the leg, and breathe. Good. Unwind. Now bring your legs open into 90-degree angles. So in other words, slide both ankles away from you. So now you have two 90-degree angles and folding over the left shin. So this should feel almost like a pigeon. You can always walk your hands more to the right. Keep your feet flexed. Take 3 more breaths. Good. Come up and shake up your legs in front of you for a moment. Now let's go to the other side, left shin in front. Good. Interlock your hands behind your head and just stretch side to side. Gaze can be up or down. Come back to center and do 3 rounds where you twist all the way to the right. Try to use your exhale, stand to the left. Focus on your abdominals, especially your obliques. One more round. Soft neck. Good. Release and fold in again. Hands can walk to the right a little. Begin to notice the breath. So we use the focus on the breath to just quiet down the mind a little and bring some awareness into the body. Just checking in. Good. Come back and sit up. Sweep your left foot behind you, far behind you. Right foot steps on the left thigh and twist to the right. Lift that left hip a little if you want. Breathe into the lower lungs, even though it's a little harder to breathe deeply here. Unwind. Now slide your ankle forward, your left ankle leftward, so you're in that 90-degree angle, and fold over that right shin. Slowly come back up. All right, and let's move on to all fours. Hands and knees tabletop. Let's arch and round the spine. Really emphasize the upper back on the exhale when you round, and emphasize the low back as you arch and look up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more round. Good, neutral spine. I'll turn forward so you can see the front view. So here we are. Step your right foot out to the right and stand up onto your left knee. Turn the right toes to the ceiling and side bend to the right with your left arm up. Feel a nice stretch in the left waist area here. Good, come back up. We're going to place the hands to the floor and just bring this back. Step the left foot down, out to the left, turn the toes up, and stand up onto that right shin. Side bend left. Slowly come back up. Good. Let's move on back to all fours. You can stay just flat on your palms here and go to downward dog. Begin to tread it out. And now walk your hands back to the feet. Feeling this standing forward bends anywhere on your mat, doesn't matter. Now notice you don't have to jam your legs straight. You have your soft your knees. And come rolling up to standing. I'm going to jump just one more time. All right. So let's do a little bit of together. And inhalation, reach your arms out.
Nicole, is something wrong with the volume? It's like shaking.
With the volume,
Well, with the sound, like that.
you know, I just got a, sorry, you see my clean shoe. I just got a notification on my screen that the internet is unstable. That's probably why.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
All right, I
Okay.
think because it's raining, we just have to do what we can. If you came in new, please mute yourself. All right, so here we are. Do this again. Reach up, inhale, ground your feet. Exhale, fold forward. One more breath. Step your right foot back. Lower the knee to the ground very gently. You can keep the toes tucked and press up onto your front thigh. Feel like you're sinking your hips forward, but you're pulling your belly back. So don't just let your back sway. Hips forward, belly pulls back. Two more breaths. Aim for the front right hip to stretch. Good, release and come to plank. If you're not doing plank, you know you can stay on all fours. One more breath. Lower your knees and lower the chest down. Come to cobra. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Go ahead and release down. Press back to child's pose. On your next inhalation, rise up to all fours or down dog, and eventually bring your right foot forward. When you're there, come up. Same thing here. Take it out of the sway back, draw your belly button back. Sink your hips forward. You can press your hands into that thigh if you want. Take one more breath. Tall spine. Tend your fingers on the floor. Inhale. And step forward into standing forward bend. Exhale. Stay here for one more breath. Inhale, reach your arms forward, up, and even back. Release your hands to the sides. Take your breath. Good, we'll do this one more time. This is the cardio portion of our class today. Inhale, reach your arms out. Exhale, fold forward. This time, step your left foot back and lower the knee once again to the ground. We'll add a little twist. Put your hands to your front thigh. Like before, draw the core in, and now rotate your left elbow to the right thigh. Palms together and twist. Lean your hips down and forward. Spine long. One more. Good. Unwind, and once again come to all fours or a plank position. Broad shoulder blades. One more breath in. Exhale, lower your knees. Don't collapse the hips. Bend at the elbows and lower down. Come into Sphinx or even upward dog. So on the hands or on the forearms, take a couple breaths here. Good. And push back into child's pose or go back to downward dog. Your choice. 3 breaths. Rise up, step your left foot forward. And lift your hands to the front thigh again. Good. Add the twist. Right arm hooks the left thigh, palms pressed together. Twist your chest. The more you can sink forward and lengthen the chest up, the more twist you're going to get. Two more. Good. Fingers to the sides of your foot. Inhale. And step forward. Exhale. Good. Just come rolling up to standing. Roll your shoulders. Good. So this was a good warm up for the legs and the hips. So we can add our balance posture now. I want you to first take your left arm under. And then either choose tree standing on your right leg, or even go to full eagle pose. So from the side, you know, you sit back into that chair, left leg wraps. Left leg on top. Lift your elbows higher. 2 more breaths. Tailbone is heavy. Breathe to mountain pose. Take a breath. Right arm swings under. Intertwine your forearms and wrists. And now bring your right leg over, or left leg is your tree trunk. Come to tree. Lift your elbows. And unwind. Good. Shake it up. So I would like to have, if you have a block, bring it near you. We're going to go from triangle into lizard. So put the block to the right side of your mat and set up triangle legs. Right? So take your arms out. Left heel turn slightly back. Anchor the weight to the back foot. Reach with your right hand and lower the hand down to the shin or ankle. Make sure your hips don't push way back. Press the hips, the tailbone, almost between your heels. Two more. Turn the gaze up if you can. Good, now to lizard. Bend your right knee a little, hands to that block. Rotate the whole hip girdle so it's belly facing the floor. And here you are. So my right foot is standing on the outside of my hands. The block is here if you want to drop to the forearms. Frankly, good stretch is also if you want to let your hips drop, pick up your back knee a little, but drop the hips. So it's a counter action. The knee lifts and the hip drops. Two more breaths. And now come up to the triangle again. So push through the feet and come up standing. Good. Move the block to the left foot. Arms out. Right heel back slightly. Anchor through the back foot. Reach through your left hand and lower the hand down. And once you're in the pose, just breathe and become that quiet, patient observer. The more we connect to our bodies in these poses, the more we can feel the subtle shifts, the opening, the adjusting. Two more. Good. Down to lizard. Do the same version you did on the first side. When you're done, press up with your hands and come back up to standing in that wide-legged stance. Good. Now turn your feet slightly out. 45-degree angle. I want you to take your hands at the heart. Sit back a little so your chest leans forward and your hips, so it's not that goddess pose we usually do. I want you to just take a wide squat. And now lunge side to side. So this is core and legs. Raise your lower belly and lunge side to side. And of course, the more you can lunge, you feel the stretch of the inner thighs. So make sure your stance is fairly wide. Two more rounds. One, and round two. Good. Back to neutral. Turn your feet parallel with the edges of the mat. Hands to the back of your pelvis. Inhale, stretch up. And fold forward. Anything you want to do here, grab the ankles, hands on the floor, hands walking through the legs. At least 3 more breaths. Good. And rise up to standing. Widen your stance a little. And then turn your right foot open, warrior 2. So left foot presses down into the floor, squeeze that left inner thigh, and lunge into warrior. Option 4 to thighs, do this. Option 2, turn your right palm up. Reach it forward a little, so your whole body from head to left heel is like a diagonal line. And now add your other arm, so both arms reach like you're holding one of those big balls. Do what you can. If this is better for you, forearm goes to the thigh. One more breath. Come back to warrior. And just switch your stance. Good. Strong feet. Firm that right thigh. Turn your left palm up. Reach it. Make yourself diagonal. And then add the right arm if you can. Don't rotate the chest down. Face me with your chest. 2 more. Embrace the effort. Good. Come back. And that's it. That's it for standing. Bring it to a seated position, please. Good. Let's sit down and just go to egg pose. So from the side, you step your feet up, hug your shins, and gently drop your head. Good. Look up. Take your hands behind your sides and come to boat pose. So important here is you don't collapse. Lift your chest, shoulders back. Shins parallel. Keep holding on, especially if you feel this in your low back. So I'm just going to keep holding on today. You can extend your legs up higher so your arms can reach forward, of course. One more. Good. Lower the feet down. Slide them forward just a bit. Drop your knees apart and fold forward. Come back up. Good. Let's extend the right leg forward, left foot into the inner thigh. You can always move the right leg a little right, whichever feels friendlier on your body. Arms reach up, inhale, turn your torso over that right leg and fold. Good. Inhale, come back up and release your hands down to switch sides. Float your arms out, turn left and fold in. Slowly come up, extend both legs forward and wide apart. Slide your hands forward on your legs, lean in. Again, make sure your spine is long when you start and then lean forward with the chest versus just collapsing. Think of your belly is open versus collapsed. Two more breaths. Good, come back up. Bring your legs together. Step your left foot over, just over the right thigh. Bring it up toward the hip. And an open twist. Left arm hooks to the inside, presses to the inside of that left knee to turn yourself open. Good, unwind. Now come right into half cow face. So take your left foot, rather pull it to the right hip. So you know this is full cow face, right? Where both legs are folded, and this is just the left leg is folded in. Grab your belt or towel around the right foot and lean in. Your right leg is extremely straight here, so don't push it. Never go to the stretch where you feel burning. Unwind for 2 more. Good, come up. Now, if you want to do wild thing, we'll do it from the seated position. Step your left foot left, right hand behind you, and lift up. Lower down. All right, other side. Right foot steps across your left thigh. Right arm hooks to the inner knee and rotate left. Good, unwind. Come to your half cow face, right foot to the left hip area. If you want your prop, put it around your left foot and fold in. Good, come up. If you want to do wild things, step your right foot to the right. Anywhere where it works for you. Left hand left and lift up your hips. When you're done, lower down. Good. And for a moment, let's come into a little quad stretch here. So let's take it into hero pose. Put the block between your ankles. If you don't need the block, sit between your feet. I know some of you have a bolster, so feel free to use your bolster here. And then just begin to rotate your tailbone under and forward a little, without the block, and lean back. The forearms are wherever you can go without letting your knees pop up. Press your knees down. The whole shin bone should be on the ground. Good. Whenever you are done with this pose, take it to downward facing dog. Press your heels down, push your belly toward the thighs. And now bring your right knee forward to pigeon. So sweep the right foot behind your left wrist as best as you can. Have your block near you if you need it for the second part. And just relax into this nice hip stretch. So for the next part, it's important you keep your hips low. So that's when you could sit on the block. Bend your left leg and grab the ankle. Good. Release and come back to downward facing dog. Bring your left knee forward to pigeon. And lower to your forearms again. Make sure your hips stay nice and low as you lift your torso and grab your back ankle again. Good. Release, sit over to the left hip and swing both legs forward. Shake them out. Good. And we're going to go into a full cow face. So wrap your right leg over the left. If you want to set it up from all fours, you can. Otherwise, you want to just make sure your bottom knee, your left knee, is in the middle. So if your left knee is way over to the left, it's going to be hard. So stack your two knees in front of your navel. If you want to add the arms, grab your prop, bring it into the right hand, and come into the cow face arms. Walk your hands as close together as you can on that prop. So this is the pose. Folding forward is just an added benefit. Some people like to bend to the right, but otherwise just lift that left elbow up and breathe. And if anyone wants to fold forward, please go for it. At least 6 to 8 breaths. So whenever you're done with this pose, release, shake out your legs. Those of you who bind from all fours, go there again, otherwise just wrap your left leg on top. Once you're settled here, right arm up, left arm under. Once you have it, fold forward or stay upright to just breathe, keep your chest open. So we're lifting the chest, but we're not exaggerating into a really stiff back. Just be tall and natural. Good, and release. Extend your legs forward now, shake it out one more time. Flex your feet, inhale, reach out for the final forward bend and fold in. Three more breaths. Good, and after those 3 breaths, let's lay on the back. And just pause and rest for a moment. Have your block near you, but for now, just go into a short shavasana and notice the next 3 breaths of yours. Good. Now bend your right knee up into your chest. You can circle the ankle a little. Now step your left foot on the ground and cross your right ankle on top. Arms to the sides. Curl your tailbone under, scoop it up a little, and 5 times I want you to lift your hips and bring it back down. Tip, if you press your right ankle against the left thigh, it works much better to bring you up. 3 more. 1. Curl the butt under the whole time. And last one, 3. Good. After that, just come to your lying down pigeon. Pull that left knee in. Feel free to rock side to side. All right, from here, step your left foot on the ground, arms out. Cross your right leg over and collapse your knees to the right. Turn the head left and breathe. Good, come back up, straighten your legs out. Just go back to Shavasana, 1 deep breath. And bend your left knee in. Good, now step your right foot on the ground, cross your left ankle over. Scoop the tailbone under, in other words, rotate the pubis to the navel, arms to the sides, and 5 times lift. 1, 2, 3. Press up through the upper thighs here. 4 and 5. Good, hips down and pull that right knee in. All right. Lower that right foot back on the ground, cross your left thigh over, arms out, and collapse your knees to the left. Head turns right. And come back up. Good. Release your legs straight for a moment so the pelvis can go back to neutral. And now take your block. We'll do the work first. Step your feet on the mat and put the block this way between your thighs. And make sure it's about mid-thigh so it doesn't obstruct your knees. Okay. Important thing here too, before you come up, just make the low back flat to the ground. So that same rotation again, right? Come up. And now pick up your right foot. Just stretch the leg forward. Hug the block. Don't let your hips sag down. And then switch. And you might feel, if you don't, just do another round. If you might feel one hip or leg or inner thigh are weaker, do that side only one more time. That's the side you're already on, just keep holding it. Good, lower down. Lower down, drop your knees apart. Do some snow angels with your arms. Alternatively, you can grab your prop and stretch your arms overhead. You don't have space. Good. And if you have a block, I hope you do by now, take it and put it underneath your pelvis, underneath your sacrum. And first, stretch your legs up. Just a nice stretch for your hip flexors. Good, and now carefully take your feet to the ceiling. Here's your inversion. Knees can be bent or straight. Sacrum shouldn't round off the bolster. Try to keep it fairly flat on the block. Good, now place your hands on your lower belly. Feel like you're just hugging the belly slightly, so you're bracing it, in other words. And now just float your right leg down, not touching the floor or touching, your choice, and bring it back up as the other leg comes down. Just, you don't have to count, just nice stretch for your hip flexors and work for your abs. And of course, work for your hip flexors as you bring the leg back up. Stretch and then work. One more. Good. Bring your legs up again and then wide apart. So go so wide so you feel a good stretch. Knees as straight as you can. Arms can just be down by your sides. And now begin to just bring your legs all the way together. Keep them as straight as you can and bring them back to that very stretched position. Together. Together. Keep going. Go nice and slow. Do about 5 more. Good. And after that, you should feel this in your inner thighs now. Release off the block and lower your legs down. Take a deep breath. Good. So now let's go into shoulder stand. If you don't practice shoulder stand, go back with your hips on the block. Otherwise, make sure your chin is off the chest. Your neck is nice and neutral. Shoulder blades back. And then swing your feet carefully up. Hold on to the back of your hips. You can go full shoulder stand and have really straight legs. Or you can, like I'm doing, that half shoulder stand where your hips point forward a little bit. You want to plow, half plow, lower 1 foot. Don't turn your head in this pose, please. Just lower 1 foot towards the floor behind the head. Doesn't have to touch, and then the other, just a nice stretch here. You can do full plow. If you can control yourself to not just drop your weight into the head. So full plow may not be an option. Just be wise. And when you're ready, roll out. Roll out and be done. Shavasana again. Breathe. One more. Good. Take your hands for your fish pose. Take your hands facing up or down and almost sit on them. Just kind of wedge them underneath your hips. So your arms are pretty straight. If you're using the block, put it underneath your upper back. Otherwise, press the elbows into the floor, raise up through your chest, and let your head hang back. No weight on the head.
Some people prefer your head touching the floor, others try to have it totally lifted. And then open and close your mouth like a fish. Good, and when you're done, lower back down, lie back into Shavasana with a long neck, and just gently roll your head side to side. To finish, grab your belt or towel. If you don't need it, just hook onto your big toe with your right hand. We're going to bring that right foot up. Lower the leg over to the right. Bring your leg back up and over to the left. Try to keep your right shoulder grounded, look to the right. Bring it back up and lower down. And switch the left leg. Lower the leg left. Right. Bring your leg up and let's switch. Draw it over to the right. All right, and come back to center. Release your leg down. If you want a final twist, you can twist in any way you want. Otherwise, just stretch your arms overhead. Make yourself long for a moment. Take a couple deep breaths. Good. Now settle in for our Shavasana. Take a moment to really be comfortable here. Make sure your sacrum is grounded, your palms are turned up, and your hands shouldn't be too close to your body. Just let them drop out or slide outward. Let the feet splay out, totally relaxing the inner thighs. Good. Now let your eyes gently close. And feel as though your eyeballs are rolling into the skull. So no strain in your eyelids. No strain in your forehead and temples. Now relax your cheeks and your jaw. And you really can relax all four cheeks. We tend to clench our butt too, so relax the glutes. Soften your shoulders, your neck, your arms. Your only concern right now is to just relax. And feel your own presence. The mind will wander off at some point. When you notice, just come back into your body. Feel your arms, your legs, your torso, and settle into the moment again. Deepen your next breath. Notice how restored and relaxed you feel. Spread your arms overhead. Good. Release them down, bend your knees in. And roll to the side. And then up to seated. Legs crossed. Take a moment to just find something that you're grateful for. Place your hands together. Namaste.